Hi, Rikash here. Um, I just watched a reel on Instagram by a fella called Life on Books. It's probably one of the more energetic um, um, posters there. Does reels all the time, videos, and I think he's got a podcast that's also called A Life on Books, maybe, with Metafictional Meathead, another reader of many fine books and another good poster. The thing about this guy, Life on Books, is he comes up with a lot of different. He does what I need to do. I come up with something good every day. But today's was very funny. It was for the. I think it could have been called Letter to the Pretentious, but um, he talked about, if you want to look like you really are a great reader and all that, 5 easy. I mean, if you want to do it easily, 5 books that you should. I don't know. He didn't really make it clear whether you should read the books or just carry them around. But the first one was "The Sun Also Rises," and I couldn't. I'm not sure if I could agree more or disagree more, but I also don't care for that book. I remember I stopped reading it when I got to the sentence, but, but, but Jake, if that can only be the missing Cevapcici. And then the second one was another one I disagree with because I think it's a very well written book. Camus' The Stranger, he said something, he sort of implied that it was only scratching the surface of a philosophy. But I think that he captured the essence of a philosophy at the same time as he captured the ennui of the colonial misbegotten. And also, if he was going to speak about Camus, he could have spoken about The Fall, which, as tavern confession novels go, is really badly executed. I always this is like here's a tavern confession novel that I wrote, and this is self-promotion at its ugliest. This is really a great book and handled the tavern confession aspect very well. One sitting. The other person who did that was Antonio, that I know of and enjoyed, was Antonio Lobo Antunes, with his book that has various titles, the best of which is whatever Behind the Ass of Judas is in Portuguese. I don't really know. I forget. But that's the real title. And it was translated into South of Nowhere, and then recently into something else. You can look it up and you'll find there was recently a good review of it on Instagram. Instagram does a pretty good job with great books. The fourth book on his list was Communist Manifesto, and I think that should be left off because all people should read the Communist Manifesto. Of course, if you want to be really highly regarded for your reading of Karl Marx, you should read Das Kapital. And if you can answer the questions I would ask you about it, you'd be far ahead of me, because I can't think of any questions to ask because I haven't read it. It's just too damn hard for me. Engels is a lot easier. And that, just throwing that around, as I just did, makes me successfully pretentious. But the Communist Manifesto, Workers of the World Unite, what leads up to that is there's very few pages in the book because it's just so clear. It's a book in favor of economic parity, and not parody, but parity. So I think he should have come up with another author. I'm not sure who it would be, but he left women off the list. Why is that? I'm very suspicious of him now, but I'll rethink that. Remember, I'm promoting myself. And the other one The fifth book was the funniest part of the video, where he's got Jonathan Franzen's corrections. Correction. It's I don't remember what it was entitled, but it was a Jonathan Franzen book, and Franzen belongs there because a lot of people do know the name, and a lot of people sort of instinctively know that his writing is just not what it should be. We left off Steinbeck. I think he had Steinbeck on there. I'm not going to comment on that other than to say that I'd read Steinbeck before I'd read Jonathan Franzen, and I don't know why. Maybe Jonathan Franzen wrote an essay or two that were just entirely misguided, but maybe not. I don't really know. I cannot pay attention. I can't keep him in my mind. Jonathan Franzen? I guess maybe all the people I know who've read him were underwhelmed, and I thought that I've been overwhelmed quite often in my life, and I thought being whelmed was as low as it got. But I find Jonathan Franzen just kind of screams underwhelming, and maybe that's completely unfair. I don't know, but if there are two conversations at the barbecue that this guy referred to, and one of them is about Marxism and one is about Franzen, or Franzenism, or Franzenesquitry, I would go for the Marxist conversation. So anyway, look this guy up. He's really good. And I think he has a genuine sense of, he combines a genuine sense of enough humility, not too much. He doesn't debase himself before us, but he's humble, and he's truly engaged in literature, and it's actually, I think, the most impressive thing about him that I know of is I believe he's trying to read a book from every country in the world, and that's a great goal, and so here's to you. I don't know your name. I'm not sure why. Maybe you never use your name. Maybe you don't have a name. So Life on Books, I believe, on Instagram, and go look for him.